perilous equations inside perimeter, so on that outskirts area.
Yeah.
Everything happened much faster than planned. The dry, more severe and extreme, lasted decade by decade. Wind-blown soil, crops failed. Monthly meat feasts provoked long lineups. Supermarket parking lots staged raffles. Our mouths salivated, remembering. Injected butterball turkeys, rare steaks. Scrounging abandoned stores, we hoarded tins. These were the good old days compared to the dry, when water cartels took over cities. Settlers drained too many lakes, drilled too deep. Concrete, tarmac, steel over marshes. Soon we were waiting days for 1 hour when the leaking pipes turned on. The water pressure was matched to income. Our levels low. The end of money. It were all about meat, plants, herbs, and cheese. Enough sticks and chopped wood. Big E rations, grass to graze, grains to feed, cattle, goats, always looking out for mutated parts. Rustic revival, relearning old skills. When good with our hands meant enough to eat. We became hoarders of everything thrown, bartering for scraps. Wool, cotton, tin, plywood and plastic, shards of glass, steel gears, cutlery knives, scissors, and safety pins. One day we raided a department store, riches on every floor, and then we met old men and women who'd lived on the 6th. Once were the realm of appliances sold. Songs of the Seed Savers' Rebellion. The honeysuckle and the rose, we sang. Drifters caught, unmasked, free trade zones shut down. For the good of all, we believed, skeptics yet driven by hunger to succeed. Go to the seeds when they are ready. Pick dry, save, find the space, store them well. Pluck, rub, shake, grab, cycle to season. Watch. Barter and hoard, trade and share will survive. Cycle to season, rub, safe seeds to arrive. Stories from the threshold. Under shade of a young pine tree we crept, forbidden to water and yet hauled pre-dawn under cover, smoky sky drift. Before time plastic buckets cracked, rag-patched. We trekked for miles outside perimeter, forged transit papers lost, long expired, to stand before slender tree trunks, split bark, tiny plums misshapen, blue veins showing sparse growth, thin skin, leaves curled green, gray. We became shade hunters, breeze followers, water divined, water stolen from consortium tanks, water payments hoarded, body barters endured for the sake of capfuls, droplets saved from the last of the air-conditioned offices. Perimeter families sat down to lunch. Their sprinkler-fed lawns, lush, welcoming play, widescreen TV, indoor patio guards hired from the 5th gate, time cards twice stamped. After dessert, toddlers blew soap bubbles. Supply chains shrunken, though robust enough to plan the best getaway vacations. Booster shots for their arms, 6 months apart. Anyway, they employed many of us. Seed Savers' method as repeated for a generation. Ending so sudden and catastrophic, we didn't have time to select our seeds, grabbed, shoved into canvas, pods and kernels, storage obsessed. Mason jars always best. At the end of the spring portal, no rain, smoke-wreathed sun, or a killing matchless blue. Perimeter gardens withering, sparse ration cards meaningless, food depots scarce. Grandmother in her high meadow hideout, fingers on her beads, beeswax candles lit. She sent wordless messages to Bramah. She hung garlands of roasted milk thistle. She swept scraped and swirled dry dust into glass jars. Field worker, she crumbled herbs into earth. Barefoot, bareheaded, she buried keys, locks, twofold petition to the sky gods, clear intent to plead for rain, to call Bramah home again, arms outstretched over soil barren of grain. And then the last two, I'll read part of the sequence. First the farmers, then the soil. Farmers, day laborers, truckers, care aid workers, a few nurses, no doctors left outside perimeter save those in chains. Against all odds, without access to and starving, in the wet and in the dry, band gatherings held, everyone masked. They pleaded for supplies. Rogue bandits haggled hard, scarce resources, everyone willing, eager for their job. Trouble was, no medicines to be had. Driven to soap and sunlight, our burns sting. One day we'll be famous for glass making. They created caucuses, committees, sit-ins, marches, parading. They filled streets, agitating for land. They wanted what they tilled. Harvest redistributed, fair portions, wages from the earth, reaped that they should keep. Grasses once thigh-high by now, farmers said. Once, they said, when oaks grew green. Roots warmed by a nurturing sun, rain-fed, winter, spring, summer, fall. Each followed the next. They said we were in balance, plantings, harvests we could take and be safe. And then they said, our dominion over. The Great Hunger. Because of accelerated climate change. Drought. Because of drought, then the floods. Then the fire. Because of the fire, famine. Because of the famine, food wars, riots, the soil blasted, blown. Because the soil gone, farmers killed themselves. Because the earth lost and the farmers dead, their daughters, seed savers. Because the seed savers, resistance. Because resistance, uprising. Jaldi, jaldi, hurry, hurry. Because the people, although famished. Because the people, bellies distended, bones bleached, seeds still saved. Because the seeds saved, uprising. Because we rose. Because we jaldi, jaldi, hurry, hurry. The fall of consortium like that.
Wow. Wow. That's a trip.